The great Mike Tyson will forever be remembered as the man who made even giants tremble. He didn't just fight opponents, he dismantled them. Tyson had only one speed, relentless. When the bell rang, he came forward with the kind of ferocity that left no room for hesitation. His left hooks were thunder, his uppercuts were lightning, and together they built storms inside the ring. For many fighters, standing across from Tyson was less about strategy and more about survival. Yet time and again, towering giants stepped forward, arrogant enough to believe that their size alone would be enough to dethrone the king. In 1987, Tyson was in his absolute prime, tearing through the heavyweight division like a wrecking ball. He was undefeated, unstoppable, and feared by everyone. But Tony Tucker, known as TNT, believed he had the answer. Standing 2 heads taller than Tyson with an impressive 34-0 record, Tucker looked like the kind of opponent who could finally slow the unstoppable machine. He had just knocked out Buster Douglas, the same Douglas who would later hand Tyson his first professional loss. Tucker entered the ring not just as a challenger, but as a man who believed destiny was on his side. The opening rounds were explosive. Tyson, as always, launched his iron fists like hammers, crashing into Tucker's body and head. But Tucker wasn't intimidated. He used his long reach to jab, land right hands, and even mock Tyson in the middle of the fight. At times, he taunted the champion, dancing, dropping his hands, trying to humiliate the man who had terrified an entire division. But Tucker underestimated something crucial: Mike Tyson's fury. You don't play games with a lion, and Tyson was no tame animal. Enraged by Tucker's arrogance, Tyson dug in, ripping the body, landing overhand rights, and slowly breaking down the giant's confidence. Round after round, he punished Tucker, showing that dynamite in his fists carried more boom than TNT. After 12 grueling rounds, Tyson stood tall, the undisputed champion, having beaten back the giant who thought size alone could carry him to glory. If Tucker was supposed to be the man to stop Tyson's reign, Michael Spinks was expected to be the man to cement his own. An Olympic gold medalist and the undisputed light heavyweight champion, Spinks moved up to heavyweight with his own undefeated record. The hype was massive. Even Muhammad Ali showed up to watch. This wasn't just a fight, it was billed as a clash of legends. The atmosphere was electric, fans convinced they were about to witness history. But what they saw instead was a massacre. From the opening bell, Tyson wasted no time. He charged forward, slipping Spinks' jab, and unleashed combinations that shook the challenger to his core. Spinks tried to answer back, but his punches bounced off Tyson like pebbles against a wall. Less than 2 minutes into the first round, Tyson detonated a right hand that dropped Spinks flat on his back. The undefeated giant lay staring at the ceiling, unable to beat the count. The arena exploded in disbelief. Just like that, in 91 seconds, one of boxing's most anticipated fights ended. Michael Spinks never fought again. Tyson had broken not just his body, but his spirit. Next came Mike Jamison, another towering heavyweight who believed his size would overwhelm Tyson. Jamison thought he could smother Tyson, clinch him, lean on him, and drag him into deep waters. But Tyson had other plans. From the opening moments, he went to the body with thudding shots, breaking Jamison down piece by piece. The bigger man tried to fight back, landing a few counters, but to Tyson, they were nothing more than mosquito bites. By the 4th round, Iron Mike unleashed a missile-like combination that sent Jamison to the canvas. Though Jamison survived, it was clear he had been exposed. Tyson walked away with another victory, his reputation as the destroyer of giants only growing. Then there was Terrell Biggs, a man who could have been an NBA star, but chose instead to chase glory inside the boxing ring. Biggs was overconfident, mocking Tyson in interviews and declaring that he would beat him like a child. With his height, reach, and Olympic pedigree, Biggs believed he had the tools to frustrate the shorter, stockier champion. Early on, it looked like he might be right. Using his jab and movement, Biggs kept Tyson at bay, snapping his head back and landing clean punches. For a moment, it seemed like the underdog had figured out the riddle of Iron Mike. But arrogance is a dangerous thing in the ring. Biggs dropped his guard, taunted Tyson, and paid the price. Tyson adjusted, cutting off the ring and closing the distance. By the 5th round, the tide had completely turned. Tyson ripped a devastating left hook that nearly knocked Biggs out of his shoes. Round after round, the champion pummeled him, until finally another crushing left hook sent Biggs sprawling to the canvas. The referee waved it off. Tyson had turned the cocky giant into another cautionary tale. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And then came Mitch Green, a street-tough New Yorker who fancied himself more gangster than boxer. He mocked Tyson relentlessly, promising to smash him, ridiculing his skills and even his looks. But Tyson wasn't one for trash talk. He let his fists do the talking. When the fight began, Tyson charged like a locomotive, hammering Green with hooks and uppercuts. Round after round, he turned Green's face into a swollen, bloody mess. Green, to his credit, never quit. He landed counters, tied Tyson up, and even managed to frustrate him at times. But Tyson's relentless pressure was too much. After 12 brutal rounds, Tyson won decisively, handing Green the kind of beating that silences even the loudest mouths. But Mitch Green wasn't done. 2 years later, he tried to get his revenge, this time not in the ring, but on the street. In a now infamous incident outside a Harlem clothing store, Green confronted Tyson, only to eat a gloveless right hand that shattered his face. One punch. That was all it took. Tyson didn't just win in the ring, he proved his legend outside it as well. What ties all these stories together is one undeniable truth. Mike Tyson was more than just a fighter. He was a force of nature, a man who thrived on pressure, who grew sharper when tested, and who never bowed to size or intimidation.
Giants fell before him not because he was bigger, but because he was hungrier, faster, and more ruthless.
Every time a towering opponent thought they had the answer, Tyson reminded them, and the world, that boxing isn't about height or reach. It's about heart, ferocity, and the will to dominate. From Tony Tucker's arrogance to Spinks's shattered dreams, from Jameson's collapse to Big's humiliation, from Green's beatings in and out of the ring, Mike Tyson left a trail of fallen giants in his wake. His fists wrote stories that no words could capture, stories of speed, power, and dominance. He proved that in boxing, it's not the size of the man in the fight, but the size of the fight in the man. And nobody, not then and not since, has ever brought the fight the way Iron Mike did. If you're still amazed by Tyson's dominance, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Who was your favorite Tyson fight of all time? Was it Spinks, Bruno, Ruddock, or one of these towering giants he destroyed? This is Boxing Game. Thanks for watching and get ready, because history's greatest warrior will always rise again in stories like these.